Welcome, English and Steppers, to another exciting episode of Elementary English WorkPlace. I'm Armin Miller, your guide to mastering English in the professional world. And trust me, we're about to make those meeting moments a breeze.
And I'm Alara Vance, your companion on this learning adventure. Armin, ready to dive into the wonderful world of office meetings today? Sometimes it feels like you need a secret handshake just to walk in.
Absolutely, Alara. We're talking about the art of joining a meeting today, which can definitely feel like navigating a secret handshake, right? You might wonder, do I just sit down? Do I announce myself? What if I'm a little late? These moments can be tricky, but mastering a few key phrases can make all the difference. And these phrases aren't just for formal conferences. They're incredibly useful for those quick informal chats by the water cooler or casual gatherings in a team huddle too.
Exactly. No more feeling like a fly on the wall, English and Steppers. You'll be able to confidently step into any discussion. But don't worry, we'll make it simple and fun. We've got some really useful phrases coming your way, and you'll even hear them in a short, realistic dialogue to give you a clear picture of how they're used.
That's right. So get ready to listen intently, learn these practical expressions, and then practice with us until they feel completely natural. Before we jump into our workplace dialogue, which is packed with these essential phrases, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Becoming a part of our growing community means you'll never miss an episode, and your support truly helps us keep these valuable lessons coming your way. Now, let's set the scene and hear our dialogue in action.
Good morning, Olivia.
Morning, Michael. Are you heading into the team meeting?
Yes, I am. May I join?
Of course. Come on in. We've just started the introductions for the new project.
Thanks. I just need to listen in for a bit. I had a last-minute call. I might have to jump right in with a question later, though, especially if it touches on the marketing budget.
No problem at all. Looks like everyone's here and settled. We can quickly catch you up on what you missed during the first few minutes. Just a general overview.
That would be great. Thank you. So is everyone else already here, or are we still waiting on a few people?
Just waiting on Mark from Finance, but he usually joins right on time. Yep. So, are we ready to get started on the main discussion points for the project kickoff?
Looks like it. Oh, and the first item on the agenda is the Q3 budget review, right? I wanted to make sure I had the correct figures pulled up. After that, we'll discuss the new project timeline and assign initial tasks.
Exactly. We'll spend a good chunk of time on the budget, then move to the timeline. Good to know. Thanks for the heads up. Do you mind if I take notes on the side, especially during the budget discussion? It helps me process the information better.
Not at all. Feel free. I find it helpful too. Just don't let it distract you too much from contributing.
I won't, I promise. So, Michael, are you on the same page about the main objectives for today's meeting, especially regarding the budget allocation?
Yes, I believe so. I reviewed the pre-read materials extensively. I think we just need to get the ball rolling quickly, especially with Mark joining us soon, so we can cover everything efficiently.
Agreed. Efficiency is key today. We should be able to finish this up in about an hour, tops. We have another urgent call right after this, so we need to be very concise.
Understood. Let's make every minute count then. I'm fully prepared to contribute when needed.
Welcome back, English Insteppers. We just heard a fantastic dialogue packed with useful phrases for joining a meeting. Let's break them down, shall we? You heard some familiar ones and perhaps a couple of new gems.
Absolutely, Armand. First up, we heard Michael say, "May I join?"
Yes, may I join is a polite and commonly used way to ask for permission to enter a meeting or a group discussion. It's a very formal and respectful way of inquiring if your presence is welcome. This phrase works equally well for both formal business meetings where professionalism is key and more casual team huddles, or even a spontaneous conversation by the coffee machine. For example, if you see a small group talking in the hallway, you could politely approach and ask, "Excuse me, may I join your conversation?"
Next, Michael mentioned he would just listen in.
To listen in means to attend a meeting or a conversation without actively participating or speaking much. You're primarily there to absorb information, and understand the context. This is very versatile. You can listen in on a formal presentation where your input isn't immediately required, or just an informal chat among colleagues where you want to stay informed without interrupting. Imagine you're at a meeting and you don't have much to say at that moment. You might say, "I'll just listen in today to get caught up."
Then Michael said he might need to jump right in later.
To jump right in means to immediately or eagerly join a conversation or an activity without hesitation. It implies a readiness to contribute actively. For example, if a discussion turns to your area of expertise, you might say, "I'd like to jump right in here and share some data."
And Olivia offered to catch you up.
To catch you up means to provide someone with the latest information or updates on a situation or discussion they've missed. It's about bringing them current. For instance, "I'm sorry I'm late. Could someone please catch me up on what's been discussed?"
Then Olivia asked, "Are we ready to get started?"
To get started simply means to begin something. It's a foundational and very common phrase in the workplace, used to signal the official commencement of any activity. You can use it for anything from commencing a big project to starting a simple discussion. "Let's get started on this quarterly report." Or, "Are you ready to get started with your presentation for the clients?" It sets the tone for moving forward.
And Olivia also said, the first item on the agenda.
On the agenda refers to the pre-planned list of topics, subjects, or issues that will be discussed or addressed during a meeting. The agenda is crucial for keeping the meeting organized, focused, and efficient, ensuring all key points are covered. For instance, the first item on today's agenda is the sales figures from last quarter, followed by a discussion on marketing strategies.
And Michael asked if he could take notes.
To take notes means to write down important information, ideas, or discussion points during a meeting or a presentation. It helps you remember key details and actions. For example, it's always a good idea to take notes during important client calls.
Next, we heard Olivia ask Michael if he was on the same page.
To be on the same page is an idiom that means two or more people have the same understanding or are in agreement about a situation, a plan, or a goal. It's essential for teamwork. For example, before we proceed, let's make sure everyone is on the same page regarding the project deadlines.
And Michael replied that they needed to get the ball rolling.
To get the ball rolling is another common idiom that means to start an activity or a process. It implies initiating something, often with the intention of making progress quickly. For instance, "We have a lot to do today, so let's get the ball rolling on these reports."
And finally, Olivia said, we should be able to finish this up.
To finish this up means to complete or conclude something. It's a clear and direct way to indicate that a task, discussion, or meeting is coming to an end. It's often used when talking about wrapping up meetings or finalizing projects. For instance, "Let's try to finish up this meeting in the next 10 minutes so we can move to the next item." All right, English and Steppers, time for our review. Remember, practice makes perfect. Let's see how well you remember those phrases. We'll give you the definition, and you give us the phrase.
Used when you want to politely ask to join a group, meeting, or ongoing conversation.
May I join?
To officially begin an activity or task, like a meeting or a project.
Get started.
To attend a discussion primarily as an observer, to gather information without speaking much.
Just listening in.
To provide someone with the latest information they've missed, bringing them up to speed.
Catch you up.
To a structured list of topics for discussion during a meeting.
On the agenda.
To write down important points or decisions made during a meeting or presentation.
Take notes.
To immediately and eagerly join a conversation or activity without hesitation.
Jump right in.
An idiom meaning two or more people share the same understanding or agreement.
On the same page.
An idiom that means to start an activity or process quickly.
Get the ball rolling.
To complete or bring to a conclusion an activity, task, or meeting.
Finish this up.
The structured list of topics for discussion during a meeting.
On the agenda.
To officially begin an activity or task, like a meeting or a project.
Get started.
To provide someone with the latest information they've missed, bringing them up to speed.
Catch you up.
To write down important points or decisions made during a meeting or presentation.
Take notes.
To immediately and eagerly join a conversation or activity without hesitation.
Jump right in.
To complete or bring to a conclusion an activity, task, or meeting.
Finish this up.
An idiom that means to start an activity or process quickly.
Get the ball rolling.
Used when you want to politely ask to join a group, meeting, or ongoing conversation.
May I join?
To attend a discussion primarily as an observer, to gather information without speaking much.
Just listening in.
An idiom meaning two or more people share the same understanding or agreement.
On the same page.
Now, let's test your recall of the phrases. Ilara will say the meaning, and after a short pause, you and I will say the phrase together.
Ask permission to be part of a meeting or group discussion.
May I join?
To begin an activity, meeting, or discussion.
Get started.
Attend and observe without actively participating.
Just listening in.
Provide someone with the latest information they've missed.
Catch you up.
List of topics scheduled for discussion in a meeting.
On the agenda.
Write down important information or discussions.
Take notes.
Quickly and eagerly join a conversation or activity.
Jump right in.
Have the same understanding or agreement about something.
On the same page.
Start an activity or process.
Get the ball rolling.
Conclude or bring an activity or meeting to an end.
Finish this up.
And that truly wraps up another fantastic episode of Elementary English Workplace. We hope you feel significantly more confident and prepared about joining meetings in English now, whether they're formal or casual.
Absolutely. Remember, English Insteppers, the power of consistent practice is undeniably real. The more you consciously use these phrases in your everyday English conversations, the more natural and instinctive they'll become, building your confidence one interaction at a time. Speaking of natural, Laura, did you hear about the meeting that went on for so long it almost became a historical event?
Harmon, no, not another one. Tell me.
It was so incredibly drawn out, the attendees had to start taking minutes for the next day. They were discussing the agenda for the next agenda.
Oh, you're absolutely terrible. But so true. Meetings can feel like that sometimes. Remember, English Insteppers, we love hearing from you and seeing your progress, so please don't hesitate to leave a comment below and tell us what other workplace situations or English challenges you'd like us to cover next. Your feedback genuinely helps us shape future episodes. And, of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay connected with English in Steps for more great content designed to boost your English fluency.
Indeed. Keep practicing, keep learning, and always remember the journey of mastering English is a marathon, not a sprint. As the great Winston Churchill once said, success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. Your dedication is your greatest asset.
Until our next English adventure, English Insteppers, see you next time.